What are you looking at? Have you ever thought of the military as part of a future plan, or what?
The fact that the Marines really are looking for just a few good men is made clear by the blunt honesty of a recruiting sergeant at a high school in New York City.
I heard boot camp was really tough. Now, you know, I don't know if I could meet up to their standards, you know.
Willie, what you're trying to tell me is the fact that Marine Corps recruit training is giving you a type of setback that you can't qualify to become a Marine.
Right.
Well, that's true. If everyone could qualify through boot camp, we wouldn't be the Marines today, would we?
Created by the Continental Congress in 1775, they were called leathernecks because of leather collars worn to protect necks against swords. Foot soldiers at first, the Marines went to battle in the Revolutionary War, the war with Mexico, the First World War. In World War II, the Marines came into the role of shock troops, their fighting image growing as they crashed ashore under fire in seaborne assaults against Japanese-held islands across.
Before I'm through with you, you're going to move like one man and think like one man. If you don't, you'll be dead.
The combination of the Duke's heroics and Marines' real-life exploits made the Leathernecks' reputation as the toughest of the military's tough guys. In Vietnam, the Marines often had the riskiest, dirtiest jobs and the highest casualty rate in a losing cause. After Vietnam, there are questions about the Marines, whether their way of getting to the battle zone by boat was too slow, and given the new anti-ship missiles, too uncertain a way to project power around the world. And the Marines aboard choppers overcome a heavily armed and entrenched enemy. The Marine answer is the combined impact of not just infantry, but tanks, artillery, and the Marines' own aircraft, providing close support for the troops on the ground. But machines can't provide the Marines' mystique. That still depends on those few good men, the men made out of the boys who get off the bus at boot camp.
During this period of time, you will see haircuts, uniforms, initial PX issue, and be administratively processed into the Marine Corps. You must do exactly what you're told when you're told to do so. You must obey all orders instantly and to the best of your ability. Do you understand these? Yes, sir. Louder. Yes, sir.
Boot camp is 10 weeks, 16 hours. Boot camp is non-stop pressure. It all comes from the DI, or drill instructor.
Now listen, recruits, I'm going to give you advance notice what we're going to do so we don't mess it up. We are going to face to the right. You have to understand that. Yes, sir! Right! Ice! 1, 2. I believe we're winging our feet on a 45-degree angle, isn't that right? Yes, sir. Isn't that right? Look down at your feet, a damn 45-degree angle, so we can make the corrections, isn't that right? Yes. Turn your head. Lefty, right, left.
The Marines say many young men join up looking for the kind of discipline lacking in civilian life. But the Corps wants something besides simple obedience.
Motivation! Dedication! Dedication!
Back when recruiting standards were lower, the Marines were a bit like the Foreign Legion, with many misfits and criminals in the ranks. But now, 95% of the recruits are high school graduates.
Got a good grip?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thumb clip, pull pin. Good. Throw it.
14 out of every 100 recruits don't make it. They drop out before the end of basic training. Some just can't take the physical strain. Others can't handle the never-ending tension, the fear of being singled out by a drill instructor.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Cover down! Cover down! Riflemen, move!
Marines are trained always to advance, to pursue and kill the enemy, not to hold stationary defense positions as in Lebanon.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
Hurry up, faster, faster. Push, push harder. Push, faster. Turn over. Start crawling. Crawl faster now. Faster. Crawl, crawl faster. Crawl faster. Push, push.
With all its intensity, boot camp is just the beginning. And in the California desert, Marines training for the kind of war they would have to fight in the Middle East. A quick, coordinated strike by tanks, troops, and planes. Only about 1 in 5 of these men will re-enlist. But it seems that whether a Marine serves for 2 years or 20, there is something about it that never lets go of him.
You can ask any Marine, and he'll probably give you the same answer.
It's an honor to belong to something that so few are in.
There's not really anything, well, that the Marines can do that the Army or the Navy couldn't do, but the Marines do it better.
It's pride in knowing that you're one of the best.
We've got everything it takes, all in one package, to go to war, anywhere, anytime.
But this time in Lebanon, the Marine dead and wounded were peacekeepers.
Here is a young Marine, if you can picture this now, a young Marine in intensive care with more tubes going in and out of his body than I have ever seen out of any one body. And as I awarded him the Purple Heart and he held my hand with a firm grip, he was making signals. He wanted to tell me something, but he had tubes down his throat and he couldn't talk. And he finally, after we realized he wanted to tell me something, put a pad of paper, and this is what he wrote. And I show it to you, and that's in his handwriting. And that says, Semper Fi. And what that means to a Marine is always faithful.